AfroRap.com. More music at afrowap.com.
Adane nke tata again na 12 akwata 12 so na from Wednesday okya so munnem ona fugo asaka ka ono no ko si na aga today so Adane biko inwere ike kọwara ụmụ Biafra na onu iwe ono n'Igbo kedu ihe si aga today ka ihe for ihe na-emeta ata biko.
Okay, all right, so today for continuation of they entered into PM's mobile phone, so they're still extracting things that favor them somehow. Yeah, but what we notice that the things that favor them is actually very few. Then the significant thing that we want to let you people know today is that PM talked about what happened during the COVID-19. Yes, the amount of hatred that Nigeria terrorist government hates Igbo people and Biafra. So he mentions Igbo and he mentions Biafra simultaneously. You see, during the COVID-19, palliatives was brought down from international world. Yes, but they shared it to other people. It never came down to the Southeast now. You see, so the intensity of the hatred is quite abnormal. There's nobody that can survive in such atmosphere. Nobody. You see, so if we are looking to run away from such evil and terrorized entity, we are not to be blamed. That is what our PM was trying to explain to them. What happened in 2020? It was so bad that palliatives were allowed to rot in warehouses instead of bringing some down to Biafra land. That is one of the significant things that happened today.
And don't forget that the palliative is the goods of Igbo people seized by Nigerian government. Share it with they share it with northern Nigeria and Yoruba side. West. No.
Came down to us. So the segregation, we are in the 21st century, but the segregation that was happening in the olden days is still happening to Igbo people by their fellow blacks. So we cannot survive in Nigeria. That is what our PM is trying to explain to them. Yes, we are not doing self-determination because of that we just want to run away. No.
Is it because of the hatred?
There's hatred, there is intimidation, there is this segregation that I just mentioned, there is slavery, there is unjust killings.
And the genocide.
And then I remember that I'm telling them that every single thing that he mentions here have evidence.
Exactly.
Concrete evidence is not like the one that they are reading out. Their own evidence is not they are just reading out their own evidence. They don't have any concrete evidence.
Exactly.
No. They time ago, just hear the lady. You see? When our own PM have pictures to bring, videos, so what idea from our PM will video his defense. You see? So their evidence is just AK-47, RPGN.
And when I'm not able to phone army, I know evidence. I'm unable, I know that. I know that.
You see? But he keeps telling them that is here about war of attrition. You see? And we have not even entered liberation. We are just trying to survive. That is what he's trying to explain to them. Yes. You cannot just stand like a tree and other people will come to kill you. No. You see, so I really hope that from that 17, all the things that have been happening, the everyday killings in various states, Benue people are every day.
Every day.
Yes. We have our killings in Southeast, and we don't want it to get to the stage of that one that is happening in Benue State. So I just hope that our evidences are intact from next week, 17th.
Yes. Thank you, Adam. Thank you. Thank you. God bless. I'm on the morning. I'm going to say Adam. Until I can get more guys here. So now update for now. Then I can need the present. And when you can with the plan another one, I just so by the time I'm going to pay the house. Recorded. Adam name, okay. Type again at 12. I'll cut out 12.
Asị ka nkọlọ m attention unu n'ife mfụrụ ndị USB melụ na court today. Ritual ha mere na court today. Emele onye melenu Rose melie. Rose bụ onye melienu. Sọnsọ ha nwa ma ihe ha bụ n'obi wee mee because na before ha na iji afabia ha kwadola ọfụma. O nwere nke na-awụ ha mechaa ochi ha azụ na court. Ọ na ochi ha azụ na court ọ na-anọcha ebe 10-15 minutes before ọ pụta. Sọnsọ enwa o mekwara tata nke awụ ugboro ịtọ ọ na-emie. So ana m achọ ka ngosi unu na asị na Rose kụwara aka oyibo and ebe o jeje kụwa aka oyibo ahụ ụzọ moto si ebu ọbata obi apụ ọkwụ na afịa ebe na-akụ ibe Rose kụwara akụ oyibo lelele ka unu wee fụ na akụ oyibo a na o tee na ahapụrụ ya ọnwụ ife aja ọsụsụ nọkete jegolo n'afịa ihe awa akụ oyibo hapụ ha kwadoro nnọọ ọfụma ọkwa ịghọtago na-enya ife awa akụ oyibo lelele emechara na kọtụ pụta ebe PM ya esi pụta wele akụ oyibo lelele na-enye ọnwụ na unu n'anya ọ na-afụ ihe awụ ihe ma akụ oyibo ọ bụ eziokwu datị na ndị be anyị na-eyi uzu akụ oyibo were eme sọntịn mana ihe eji na akụ oyibo dị mma ọnwa akụ oyibo lelele ọnwụ ụnụ wọchị ụnụ afụ na akụ oyibo a na unu n'anya akụ oyibo a unu ya afụ na akụ oyibo awụrọ ife tata ọkwụnụ fụrụ ya so since ka ha na-ebugharị akụ oyibo a iti wee gwa gị datị na ihe awụ ha nwawu ndị USB na ha kwadoro ọfụma ọnwụ na unu n'anya unu asị ọkwa unu fụrụ aka oyibo a ọkwa unu fụrụ ka ime awọkpụ ihe ma aka oyibo ọkwa unu fụrụ ka kọlọ ya dị ọkwa unu fụrụ ka kọlọ ya dị ọkwa ịghọtago and ihe m ji wee na-egosi unu ife a ọnwụ na unu n'anya unu afụ ya because ọnwụ na unu fụ onye aka oyibo a dị na unu na-enye anya unu ya afụ ya before ọkwa unu fụrụ ya ọkwa unu fụrụ ya ọkwa unu fụrụ ya achọ nke unu fụ ya ọfụma ọkwa unu fụrụ ka ime aka oyibo a dị so na aka oyibo awụ ka ọ soro nwere mgbe ndị a chọrọ ka ọ bata obie pụta so ha megide ọgwụ niile ha kọrọ ọbata obie ebe mmadụ nwere ike iburu aka oyibo lelele wee bịawa kọtụ n'enyi ya ebe mmadụ nwere ike iburu aka oyibo lelele wee bịawa kọtụ ka ihe o bu n'obi and before you made this kind of thing ihe eme ka ndị gị na ha na-abụ nọ yi were mara nekwa ife ime and this kind of thing awụrụ ife nwere ike ịpụta ihe awụ obodo oyibo ka anyị nọ so anyị ji m ohere a wee na-agwala ozu na Ngozi Ọla bụ Gwolo Fulani commander in chief of terrorist ihe ha metere ha ji isi ha bulu ha wee si wee kụwa aka oyibo elelele ha chaghị na-elene Ngozi Ọla bụ eze lelele na-esi ndị niile nọ n'otu Ngozi Ọla bụ eze lelele onye a si lele wee pụta onye aka ha ya esi were na onye nna-achị ime ka famara akwa unu na-afụ na ụmụ ike anyị ji aba na anya ụmụ ike anyị ji aba ọkụnụ fụrụ ka ụmụ ife si ashine ọkụnụ fụ the joy ọkụnụ fụ ka a si amụke ụmụ Igbo nwere nze nwe ọzọ nna be anyị bịa na ebe ị naghị eje ebe ị chọghị iso wee se foto bịa ka vidio anyị aba bịa vidio anyị asị ngwuse I want to be because I'm on live. I'm on live. I know side, can I side? Oh, and I side. Okay. I saw go down or last go down with a video. And the view was here. Stay the view was I'm there sending photo. Ụmụnne m emeje off life akwụnụfụ eze n'ọzọ. Achọrọ m ya ma egbu ogo na asị m ka m kọọrọ m attention ụnụ n'ife mfụrụ ndị USB melụ na court today. Ritual ha mere na court today. Emele onye melenu Rose melie. Rose onye melienu. Sọnsọ ha nwa ma ihe ha bụ n'obi wee mee because na before ha na-abịa ije afabịa ha kwadola ọfụma. O nwere nke na-awụ ha mechaa ochi ha azụ na court. Ọ na ọpụ ochi ha azụ na court ọ na-anọcha ebe 10-15 minutes before ọ pụta. Sọnsọ enwa ọ mekwara tata nke awụ ugboro ịtọ ọ na-emie. So ana m achọ ka m gosi unu na asị na Rose kụwara akụ oyibo and ebe o jeje kụwa akụ oyibo ahụ ụzọ moto si ebu ọbata obie apụ ọkwụnụ na afịa ebe na ị na-akụ ibe Rose kụwalụ akụ ibe olelele ka unu wee fụ na akụ ibe a na ote na-ahapụrụ ya ọnwụ ife aja ọsọ nọkete jegolo n'afịa ihe awa akụ ibe ha kwadoro nnọọ ọfụma ọkwa ịghọtago na-enya ife awa akụ ibe olelele emechara na kọtụ pụta ebe PM ya esi pụta wele akụ oyibo lelele na enyi ya ọnwụ na unu n'anya ọ na-afụ na ihe awụ ihe ma akụ oyibo ọnwụ eziokwu datị na ndị be anyị na-eyi uzu akụ oyibo were eme sọntịn mana ihe eji na akụ oyibo dị mma ọnwụ akụ oyibo lelele ọnwụ na unu wọchị unu afụ na akụ oyibo a na unu n'anya akụ oyibo a unu ya afụ na akụ oyibo awụrọ ife tata ọkwa unu fụrụ ya so since ka ha na-ebugharị akụ oyibo a iji wee gwa gị datị na ihe awụ ha nwanwu ndị USB na ha kwadoro ọfụma ọnwụ na unu n'anya unu afụ ọkwa unu fụrụ akụ oyibo a ọkwa unu fụrụ ka ime awụkpụ ihe ma akụ oyibo ọkwa unu fụrụ ka kọlọ ya dị ọkwa ịghọtago and ihe nji wee na-egosi unu ife a ọnwụ na unu n'anya unu afụ ya because ọnwụ na unu fụ unu akụ oyibo adị na unu na-enye anya unu ya afụ ya before ọkwa unu fụrụ ya achọ nke unu fụ ya ọfụma ọkwa unu fụ ka ime akụ oyibo adị so na akụ oyibo awụ ka ọ soro nwere mgbe ndị a chọrọ ka ọ bata obie pụta so ha megide ọgwụ niile ha kọrọ ọbata obie ebe mmadụ nwere ike ibulu akụ oyibo lelele wee bịawa kọtụ n'enyi ya ebe mmadụ nwere ike ibulu akụ oyibo lelele wee bịawa kọtụ ka ihe o bu n'obi and before you made this kind of thing ihe eme ka ndị gị na ha na-abụ nọ were mara nekwa ife ime and this kind of thing awụrụ ife nwere ike ịpụta ihe awụ obodo oyibo ka anyị nọ so anyị ji mohala wee na-agwa Rose na Ngozi Ọla bụ Gwolo Fulani commander in chief of terrorist ihe ha metere ha ji isi ha bulu ha wee si wee kụwa akụ iwe lelele achaghị na-elele Ngozi Ọla bụ eze lelele na-esi ndị niile nọ n'otu Ngozi Ọla bụ eze lelele onye a si ilele wee pụta onye aka ha ya esi were laa onye nna chime ka famara akwụnụ na-afụ na ụmụ ike anyị ji aba anyị ụmụ ike anyị ji aba ọkwụnụ fụrụ ka ụmụ ife si ashine ọkwụnụ fụ the joy ọkwụnụ fụ ka a si amụke ụmụ Igbo nwere nzem ọzọ nna be anyị bịa na ebe ị naghị eje ebe ị chọghị iso wee se foto bịa ka vidio anyị bịa vidio anyị asị ngwuse I want to be because I'm on live. I'm on live. I know side, can I side? Oh, I side. Okay. I soon go down or I soon go down with a video. And the view was here. Stay the view was okay, send a photo. Umunna me meje off life, upon of
Israeli insect-like micro-robots capable of flying at high speeds, crawling across any surface, training even those systems unconnected network. They share data and make collective decisions in real time, controlled via an invisible neutrino-based communication channel that penetrates kilometers of concrete. These fully autonomous agents mark a new era in surveillance and security, the era of total transparency. Nano-Zionists, Israeli insect-like micro-robots capable of flying at high speeds, crawling across any surface, and infiltrating even the most secure zones unnoticed. Connected through a swarm intelligence network, they share data and make collective decisions in real time, controlled via an invisible neutrino-based communication channel that penetrates kilometers of concrete. These fully autonomous agents mark a new era in surveillance and security, the era of total transparency. Nano-Zion
Have seen where human beings are chopped in pieces by these jihadists, making video of the atrocities themselves, laughing. They had these separators from the body, and they play football with the head, and they are laughing. I've seen where pregnant women, where their belly is slit open, they take the child and then they cut the child like this. Have seen where human beings are chopped in pieces by these jihadists, making video of atrocities themselves, laughing. They had these separators from the body, and they play football with the head, and they are laughing. I've seen where pregnant women, where their belly is slit open, they take the child and then they cut the child like this. Have seen where human beings are chopped in pieces by these jihadists, making video of the atrocities themselves, laughing. They had these separators from the body, and they play football with the head, and they're laughing. I've seen where pregnant women, where their belly is slit open, they take the child and then they cut the child like this.
Good evening. Thank you very much, all of you, those who have been following us, who have been following me. I took interest on the international scene, in this case of Finland versus Mr. Simon Epa, because I wanted to tell the world how things have and how things work in Africa. As a technical person behind the international scene, behind the scene, technically, I'm in Helsinki here today. I've informed the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that I am around. I've written my letters, I've campaigned, I've told them I've already gone to the European Court of Human Rights, shouted, and told the people that these people were they connived, they wanted to connive to take our brother, Mr. Simon Epa, quietly out of this country. That's why you saw some time back, the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs came here several times with the Minister of Internal Affairs with a jet ready. And you see, one of the things of the European democracies, a country like Finland will not stop you as a peacemaker. I'm a peacemaker and an international legal expert on matters of this nature. Finland was one of the countries that started mediation around the world. I don't know why Finland got into a trap of a country, a bankrupt state, a state where the Attorney General, Miami, was part of the of Boko Haram that actually implicated people. Why I'm at the same time smiling is when I look, we don't want to go into the details of the security details, classified information that I know should not be given to the public. But this case, looking at the player, is shallow, is very, very shallow, narrow in analysis, narrow in shallow in intelligence gathering, fake people, fake everything. And I think the next stage I'm going to take from this angle is the stage of taking another leap across into the International Criminal Court. I think I need to call the then Minister of Defense, General Musa, Commander of the Army, because I know why I'm saying when other documents come out, some of them that I need to take this matter across to General Musa is alive, and Malami is alive. We need to call them. They must be accused for perjury, very serious perjury in Netherlands, in of the courts. So it is up to the lawyers now, those out there in the old Biafrans, to seek to find out why lies were told. As you saw yesterday, Simon himself came out to say they are choosing a wrong man in court because there is no evidence pins the gentleman on the ground. It is very interesting, shallow. A case where the accuser, at you, the accuser has run Morope. You see Rio running is nowhere to be seen, not even a diplomat, not even a small diplomat or security attaché is in the court from Nigeria. It shows you that they told lies and they have put this good country called Finland into chaos. They have put it into a very terrible situation. That
Legacy endures. 2. Kano, 1953. Legacy endures. 2. Kano, 1953, over 150 Biafrans killed following the political riots in protest of the so-called treatment of northern political leaders in Ibadan. 3. Between May and October 1966, over 100,000 Igbo Biafrans were killed in an organized pogrom following the coup of January 15, 1966. 4. From July 1967 to January 1970, about 6 million Igbo Biafrans were killed for wanting to divorce those who committed a pogrom against them. The international community was not impressed by the scale of the genocide. Millions of Biafran children and civilians died from starvation as a deliberate war tactic. The consolidation of endless killing of Biafrans without recourse to justice by British Nigeria. 5. December 18 to 20, 1980. Kano State Islamic Revivalists, Maitatsine Group, attacked Christians and burned churches. Over 4,000 Christians were killed and their properties worth millions of naira lost. 6. October 25th to 30th, 1982, Kaduna State, another Maitatsin riot. Over 50 Christians estimated dead. 7. October 30th, 1982, Kano State, Sabongari Municipality. 2 churches burned to ashes, 6 more destroyed. 8. December 26 to 29th, 1982, Maiduguri, Borno State Maitatsin riot. Over 100 Christians lost their lives and properties destroyed. 9. February 15th to 2nd of March 1984, the Gongola State, Jimeta Yola. The Maitatsin group attacked Christians. Over 500 Christians were killed. 10. April 23rd to 28th, 1985, then Bauchi State, Gombe, Maitatsin uprising. More than 100 Christians lost their lives. 11. March 6 to 12, 1987, Kaduna State, Kafanchan, Kaduna Zaria, and Katsina in Katsina State. Muslim students attacked Christian students at College of Education in Kafanchan, and Christians fought back. The fight later spread to other places. More than 150 churches were burnt, and over 25 Christians killed. 12. March 1988, Kaduna Polytechnic Kaduna, Kaduna State Government, destroy a Christian chapel under construction. This led to religious uprising. 13. 1988, Kaduna State, ABU University Zaria. Benson Omenka, final year student, killed by Muslim students during Students' Union election. Christian students were also stoned, maimed, and raped. 14. 1988, Bauchi State, Gombe in Bauchi State secondary schools. Muslim students attacked Christian teachers and students in GSS Gombe, GTC Gombe and GS Bauchi and other secondary schools in Bauchi State. Some of the Christian students were badly wounded. 15. April 20th to 23, 1991. Bauchi State, fighting between Muslims and Christians. More than 200 people lost their lives and 700 churches and mosques were burned. 16. October 14th to 16th, 1991. Kano State, Kano. The Reinhard-Bonn riots, fighting between Muslims and Christians as Muslim activists rampaged and protested against a planned revival meeting during which a German evangelist, Reinhard Bonhoeffer, was expected to be the guest preacher. 17. October 19th, 91, Plateau State. A young man from Anaguta was beaten to death on a field opposite University of Jos during election primaries of the defunct Social Democratic Party, SDP. 18. February 19th, 92, Kano State. Many Christians were massacred and churches destroyed. 19. February 19th, 92, Plateau State, Jos. A young Christian, married with 1 child, was beaten to death by Muslims as he was going home from an evening church meeting at Yantaya Junction, Joslin 20. April 15 to 16, 1992, Kaduna State, Zangon Kataf local government area. What was supposed to be a communal riot between Christians and Muslims and spread throughout Kaduna State. Hundreds of people lost their lives and buildings were burnt. 21. May 18th, 1992, Kaduna, Zaria. Reverend Tatsio Dunia of ECWA, Reverend Musa Bakut, and a host of others were murdered by Muslim fanatics. 22. April 12, 1994, Plateau State, Josant, fighting between Muslims and Christians over the appointment of one Aminu Mato as chairman of the caretaker committee for Jos local government area. 16 lives were lost and properties were destroyed. 23. 1999, Borno State. Religious riots as Borno state government mooted the idea of not allowing the teaching of Christian religious knowledge in schools. 24. February 4th to 22nd year, 2000 Kaduna State. Riots began after a Christian march opposing the implementation of Sharia law. Travelers were killed as they tried to escape from their vehicles. More than 1,000 people died in various clashes. 25. February, and May year 2000 Kaduna State. Christians in Kaduna were attacked on two different occasions as Muslim fanatics protested against the delay in introduction of Sharia in the state. May 16th year 2000, Kaduna Muslim youths destroyed ECWR in Kaduna only hours after peacekeeping troops left the area. 27. May 22nd year 2000. Kaduna State Muslim youths torched the First Baptist Church and Christian homes, leading to retaliation by Christian youths. At least 11 people died and many others were injured in the incident. 28. May 25th year 2000 Kaduna State. Several days of violence over the introduction of Sharia led to the death of at least 150 people. Homes, shops and churches were also destroyed. 29. September 7th to 9th, 2000, Gombe State. In Bambam, 25 people died as a result of clashes between Muslims and Christians due to possible implementation of Sharia. Property damage was estimated in millions of naira. 30. November 2000, Kebbi State. Christians showing the Jesus film were warned not to continue showing the film. 31. June 2001. Jigawa State 15 churches and 14 pastors' residences were burned down in Gawaram. A similar attack on 11 churches occurred earlier in that year in Hadejia. 32. August 2001, Bauchi State. According to the Church of Christ in Nigeria, Kokin, Muslim mercenaries had attacked Christians in the Tafawa Balewa and Bogoro areas on 2 occasions. The attacks left more than 100 dead and 3,000 refugees. 33. 7th to 12th, September 2001. Plateau State, Jos. Muslims attacked Christians. Christian properties were destroyed and people lost their lives. 34. September 7th to 17, 2001. Kano State. 7 churches were demolished. 6 churches set ablaze by a mob. 54 churches given demolition notices and 17 churches demolished by the Kano state government. The governor stated that all churches in Shagari quarters of Kano city were illegal structures, probably due to the religious conflict in Yosuru. 35. October 7th, 2001, Kaduna State. Muslim youths attacked 3 churches and 10 Christian-owned shops with gas bombs, setting fire to the buildings. 36. October 14th to 18th, 2001, Kano State. As a result of anti-American protests, 600 Christians were missing and another 350 were killed. At least 5 churches were burned during the resulting riots. 37. December 24th to 25th, 2001, Gombe State. A visit to Gombe State by the Israeli ambassador sparked a riot. At least 4 people were killed, 50 injured, and 2 churches damaged. 38. The 2nd of May 2002. Plateau State, Jos. Muslims attacked Christians. Christian properties were destroyed and Christians killed. 39. May 2002. Zamfara State. The whereabouts of 2 Christians charged with apostasy, converting from Islam to Christianity, was unknown. Lawali Yakubu and Ali Jafaru disappeared after a judge refused to sentence them to death. 40. May to June 2002, Niger State. At least 75 Christians were arrested for opposing the state's Sharia law. 41. June 6, 2002, Katsina State. A Christian police officer in Katsina was clubbed to death by a mob of Muslims after being accused of trampling a Quran. The police officer had warned a Muslim preacher to stop inciting violence against Christians. Afraid of being arrested, the preacher fabricated the Quran story to provoke the crowd. 42. September 2002, Kaduna State, Federal Government College, Zaria. Muslim students fought against Christian students as they discovered that a Christian was likely to win the position of Students' Union President during a student election. Many were killed and several female students raped. 43. October 13, 2002.